So I've been away with work and had to go up to near Coventry overnight, and the weather forecast was good, so I thought I'd take the Blade out for a run. Because autumn's officially now here. I don't think we're going to have loads of good weather left. Might not have many opportunities to give it a good bash. So yeah, I come up to near Coventry. See, that really annoys me. Just because I'm on a bike doesn't mean that they can pull out over the wrong side of the road and overtake. Ugh. So I thought I'd bring the Blade, and I programmed a route into my Garmin Zumo, or Zumo, whatever it's called, my sat nav, which I'm hoping is going to avoid those of dual carriageway and motorway and give me some great twisty roads, but also some lovely little villages and towns. There's also something I want to have a little bit of a talk about, give my views on. This is what I love about bikes. This would take forever to trundle through in a car. So the thing I wanted to talk about was mobile phone use and smartphone use while driving. Yeah, texting while driving, making phone calls while driving. And that's because it's been in the news a little bit recently. Oh, I hate road surfaces like that. All those bloody stones and muck. Lovely flip a bit of bend. So yeah, mobile phone use when driving, and the UK Parliament has just changed the law, whereas before if you got caught using a mobile phone while driving, it was a £100 fine and 3 penalty points on your licence. They've just now decided, following a bit of research that shows that something like 30-35% of people admitted to using their phones while driving, to now increase that penalty to £200 and 6 points on your licence. And my question is that enough? As an aside, I mean, the Blade is lovely, it's such fun to ride, but in all seriousness, on a road like this, it's got way too much power. The 650 would be fine. Whoa! God, forget how that front comes up under power. Yeah, so it's a change in law, a significant change, and is it enough to stop people from doing it? Anyone who rides bikes will know, and particularly if you ride in town, in traffic, the number of people you can see using a mobile phone while they're driving. Two main causes seem to be answering the phone to have actual proper telephone conversations, and also reading and sending text messages. And that, I think, is where there's been the increase in people omitting things. Texting while driving has also been in the news recently. Because there's been that case of that truck driver who they say and have now found guilty of causing death by dangerous driving, that was either sending or received a text just before he veered off the road and had a collision with another road user. But I see it often commuting in central London. People texting using their phone, and they're not paying attention, and a lot of the time, you know, don't see most cyclists or even cyclists filtering or pass, and it's just so dangerous. I mean, there's stories, for goodness sake, at the moment of people playing bloody Pokemon while they're driving. And there's plenty of stories of what's going on here. Anyone else? All those in one go. There's stories of, and actually the evidence, people using Twitter, selfies while they're driving, posting videos, I mean everything. Since this has become a real problem since smartphones have become so popular, and I suppose the argument is, well, yeah, mobile phones have been around for a while now. It's always been a problem. But as I said, I think since smartphones have become the norm, it's become far more of an issue. So I don't think that £200 and 6 points on your licence is enough of a deterrent to change people's attitudes. Sure, it will change some, but I don't think it's going to significantly change people's attitudes. And I say that because phones have become such an integral part of everyone's life, and people are more likely to go out without a wallet than they are without a mobile phone these days. It's because it's so important for people. I don't think that is enough of a deterrent. And we all know how distracted we can get, and how that can be so dangerous that it can cost someone's life. But in my view, I think using a mobile phone while you're driving could be a bigger fine, and should be an instant disqualification. And we should treat it like we treat drink driving. Because it is so dangerous and could cost someone their life. people will say, well, you don't need to, because the penalty is tough enough that if you do injure someone, or worse, kill them, that there's significant legislation already that deals with that. And that's very true, and that's quite right, but isn't that a bit shutting the stable door after the horse has bolted? By the way, what a cracking road this is. Surely it's better to take away that risk and try and prevent injury or death than just punish when it happens. If you're really going to have an impact on cutting back people from using their phones while driving, I think you've got to follow the example of the drink driving campaign. That arguably has been extremely successful. It's taken 20, 30 years, you could say, to embed fully, but drink driving convictions, while they fluctuate and might change a bit from one year to the next, if you look at the trend over the last 10, 20 years, have consistently come down from what they were and kept coming down. It's become antisocial and socially unacceptable to drink drive. People like my generation wouldn't dream of going out and drink driving. My parents' generation were the ones that probably still do, but even the messages getting through to them that drink driving is not acceptable. And the reason it's become like that is because of the amount of campaign and advertising that's happened. Same needs to happen with mobile phone usage, but also because of the fine and disqualification. It's bad enough if you get caught once. If you've got one conviction for drink driving and then get done again, it's even worse. So if that has worked for drink driving, what's to say it wouldn't work for use of a mobile phone? So 200 quid, 6 points, not enough. Plus also it relies on actually being caught, and without police on the road doing their job, that's going to be very difficult. Wow, that was a pretty challenging stretch of road. Really uneven road surface. Good fun. So that's my thoughts on the mobile phone use driving law. Don't know what your thoughts are. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Oh, I think I'm going to shut up now. Enjoy these roads. funny, isn't it, how an hour and a half drive home for me. Just check that tractor wasn't over there onto the road, saw him. That hour and a half journey home via the dual carriageway and motorway, you can turn into what my sat nav is telling me. It's going to be about a 3-hour ride home. All with these sorts of roads.